Footage published on Wednesday shows that several elements of the armed forces of Ukraine have made more small gains in settlements south of Bakhmut. The Ukrainian General Staff posted a fantastic video recap of the day's action on Facebook, where we can see the work of anti-tank Stugna P operators, the destruction of Russian tank with kamikaze drone, destruction of Russian anti-air system Rapira EMT-12. Sustained ground attacks from the Ukrainians resulted in advancements along the railway between Klishchivka, 7 kilometers southwest of Bakhmut, and Andriivka, 10 kilometers southwest of Bakhmut. The General Staff also reported gains east of Novoprokopivka and west of Robotyny. Meanwhile, the General Staff noted enemy counterattacks near Verbov, where Russian forces reportedly regained some previously liberated territory. A number of Russian sources claimed that airborne units pushed back Ukrainian defenses about 2 kilometers. CNN reported on Wednesday that the United States will hand over to Ukraine a cache of Iranian arms seized from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard back in July. The weapons and ammunition were confiscated from a shipment bound for Yemen to support rebel armies, and the U.S. Department of Justice has been trying for months to find a legal way to transfer the supplies to allies, CNN said. More than 1 million rounds of ammunition from that cache already have been sent to Ukraine.
Magazines in the bag, crack up.
Going too high with them, man. You're looking weird.
U.S. aid to Ukraine was put in jeopardy this week when last-minute budget negotiations left out-of-line items to fund the counter-offensive. A situation made more critical on Tuesday when the House of Representatives ousted its Speaker, Kevin McCarthy. Any discussions to revive Ukrainian aid will have to wait until the House elects a new leader. AFP quoted U.S. President Joe Biden on Wednesday as saying he was worried that the recent leadership collapse in the House of Representatives will present obstacles to reviving critically important military aid to Ukraine. The spokesman for strategic communications for the U.S. National Security Council, John Kirby, forecast another 6 to 8 weeks of good weather for Ukraine's counteroffensive before fall rains and mud slowed down the fighting, he said in an address to reporters this week. According to analysts at the Institute for the Study of War, hardening ground during the winter freeze will likely enable the tempo of combat operations to increase, however, and Ukrainian officials have expressed their intent to continue counteroffensive operations into late 2023 and exploit cold weather conditions. The Institute for the Study of War has frequently assessed that offensive operations will continue through the winter season and has observed the continuation of combat activities throughout the fall mud season of 2022, winter season of 2022, 2023, and spring mud season of 2023. Russia has established at least 70 camps where deported Ukrainian children are forcibly re-educated, according to Dmytro Lubinets, the Ukrainian Parliament Commissioner for Human Rights. The camps are located not only in Russia, but also in the occupied territories of Ukraine, including Crimea. Lubinets spoke on Ukrainian national TV and described the military training and indoctrination as compulsory. So Ukrainian children have no choice to participate or not. The children are propagandized in order to deprive them of their national identity. The commissioner reported that there are thousands of children in such camps. Girls as well as boys participate in the training program, where they are taught to disassemble a Kalashnikov assault rifle, sing Russian songs, and prepare for a military career. The Russians do this to raise a new generation of Russian servicemen from among Ukrainian children, who, in the future, should fight against Ukraine or other states, Lubinets added. He described how Russian instructors tell children that Ukraine and the Ukrainian nation never existed. Russians deliberately commit actions that are aimed at the forced transfer of children from one ethnic group to another, Lubinets said. This is one of the hallmarks of genocide as a war crime. He also noted that many international experts working on the issue of documenting war crimes claim that they still cannot find conclusive evidence of genocide as defined by the UN Genocide Convention. Nevertheless, Lubinets stressed that all the efforts of the state are aimed at ensuring the Russians begin to return Ukrainian children. There are already new mechanisms for finding children in Russia. I cannot disclose the details, but the facts we are now receiving from the temporarily occupied territory and from the territory of the Russian Federation are broader. We have more evidence, information, and we have the opportunity to establish the involvement of Russian officials who took or are involved in the process of forced deportation of Ukrainian children, he added. According to the Center for National Resistance, CNR, Moscow propagandists want to hold a briefing for foreign journalists on October 16th, aimed at trying to justify the abduction of Ukrainian children from the temporarily occupied territories. The key goal is to whitewash the image of Russia's Commissioner for Children's Rights, Maria Lvov-Belova. On March 17, 2023, the International Criminal Court in The Hague issued a warrant for the arrest of Lvov-Belova and Vladimir Putin for the illegal deportation of Ukrainian children. The Russians hope to attract financial and organizational resources for an information campaign aimed at European countries. They plan to produce a number of propaganda materials. The CNR is urging foreign journalists not to fall prey to the Russian propaganda machine and always check the information relayed by Russian officials and so-called journalists. The kidnapping of Ukrainian children is one of the signs of genocide against the Ukrainian people, the CNR said, referring to Article 6 of the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, which defines the forcible transfer of children from one ethnic group to another with the intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group as evidence of genocide. These children continue to be in Russian orphanages and Russian families, where they are brainwashed and thus assimilated, the CNR added.
Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you wanna support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.